right now I'm at this stage of painting my first from the Cthulhu game. All right, and the plan was just do a batch at a time, move on, make a new batch, make a new video, and logically I shouldn't start the next lot until I finish the first lot, but it's a rare dry sunny day today, hence the brightness. So I thought I'd take advantage of that and prime up and start my next lot. And that's been a surprise because I went back to the box, and yeah, I haven't delved into the box since starting the first miniatures. I haven't read the rules. I haven't done anything. I want to paint the miniatures before learning to play the game. All right. So yeah, all I did was pop open that box to get the star spawn out. And you might have seen in my first video that I did the first couple of figures, because I'm going to do a couple of figures each time, right? So I've taken out a couple of more investigators to do, and that is I can see from her sheet that she's a murderess. I'm going to paint her. She's nice and easy because she's wearing glasses. I've got a problem with the eyes. And the guy from Manchester. All right, I'm going to do those as the two investigators, and then these two creatures. And I'm going to do both of them at the same time because they are the same type of creature. I figure if I do one and then 6 months down the line do the other one, it'll be, what did I do to paint this one? So I'm going to do both of those together. But this is the surprise because, yeah, I haven't delved into this. When I took these out, I realised there's another layer under there. It isn't just these two and these two creatures. There's another layer underneath. And it's like, what's under here then? And you've got all these, right? You've got the cultists and whatever the heck those things are, right? And there's a lot of them, actually, looking at it. You've got like the fish men, and then you've got rat men. I hadn't even spotted that. That's how much of an ignoramus I am to this game. And they're all down there, and it's like, blooming heck, I've got even more figures to paint. So what I'm going to do each time now is not just do two investigators. I'm going to do a couple of cultists. I've chosen two different poses. No, that I haven't. Sorry, I'm babbling. That's exactly the same. Yeah, a couple of the fish boys, if that's what they are. And I'm thinking this is going to be pretty easy to do because there's artwork on them on the side of the box, and whatever they are, they seem to be mainly greys, so that's going to be easy. And yeah, these cultists are clothed in red robes, so I figured paint everything in red contrast paints and then just pick out the skins afterwards. So that's going to be nice and easy and quick. But yeah, there's a lot to do. And then I thought, what about this box here? This box seems very high up just for two figures. And blow me down, yeah, there's more figures under there. So this was a quite pricey game. I think it was £65, £70, but the quality is fantastic. The packaging is amazing. And the sheer amount of miniatures you get offering up painting projects is huge as well. So it's an investment, but it pays off. Also, I've decided, usually, you know, when I'm done with miniatures, I put them on display. But the packaging on these is just so good that I'm going to, when they're painted, I'm just going to put them back in their little slots. Okay. All right. So that's the setup for this video. let's go ahead and prime them, and yeah, I'll be back. So quite a lot of figures for my second set. Size wise, we go with these two. I've forgotten the name of them. Byakhee, begins with B. All right, but looking forward to doing them. They're really like dead flesh colour, so looking forward to that. The cultists, yeah, I think what I'm going to do, I mean, they have red robes, and just to speed things up, I'm going to use contrast paints, Blood Angel red for their robes, because that will be one coat and they're done. Unlike the red dress that she's going to have, I'll go traditional, just like I did for the kid in the very first one. The English chap has got a variety of colours to keep me occupied, and I've now worked out that these are called deep ones. These fish boys are deep ones, and I've seen people painting them all sorts of marine colours, but the artwork seems to just be like a cold grey fish flesh colour. So that's what I'm doing. All right, so let's get some base colours on and I will return. Well, I feel a bit daft. I've just realised there is a list of all the figures in the game and their names in the rulebook, but I haven't really looked through the rulebook because I'm not ready to start playing the game yet. So from that, I know, and from its card, I know that that fella is called a Byakhee. All right, and that's how he appears on his card. So that's his flesh tone. You get two of them, and I've done them both the same, and they are a mixture. What I did was Rakarth flesh base coat, and then mixed that with Screaming Skull and dry brushed over that, and then I've dry brushed just Screaming Skull over the top of that, ready for the contrast paints. All right, these fellas I know are deep ones. That's the fantastic artwork for them. So for that, what I've done is, mine is a bit greener than that, but I'm going to be doing a bit of dry brushing. That is a grey mixed with Screaming Skull. And what have I washed over the top of that? Yeah, Athonian camo shade has got me this greeny colour. And as I say, I'm going to highlight and dry brush skin tones back up to kind of like represent that. There's an awful lot of redness going on that you can't really make out from this image, but I've seen online. Yeah, he's got open bits with tentacly bits, right? So there's two of them. Cultists I've done in contrast Blood Angel red, which is fine. It's done the job for me, and I've just picked out the things that aren't red in white. And I wasn't going to do that with Borden, but I have decided to use the contrast paint on her as well. I didn't realise, I know Rasputin is one of the investigators, but this is Borden here, and it appears that she is another contemporary real-life person. Her name was Lizzie Borden, and to this day I think there's speculation as to whether she murdered her family with an axe. So this is a real-life person appearing in the game. All right, and then Adam the Brit is just flesh tones done. All right, so yeah, let's add some more washes, and I will return. All right, so with these fellas, I'm breaking the colours up now. So that's Rattling Grime on the hard bits of his wings, and in the artwork he seems to have almost black hands. So I've used Shyish Purple And what I did was I only put it to about there, and then I got a paintbrush just loaded up with clean water and just dabbed clean water, and what that did is it pulled the shyish purple up and onto the Seraphim Sepia. And then for his feet and lower legs, I've just put on, once that was dry, put on a very watered down shyish purple just to stain his feet. And that looks to, I put shyish purple in his eye sockets and in his mouth, and it looks like he's got a beak, so I've just picked that out in a flesh. And I've also dabbed some flesh in these little areas. He looks like he's quite poxy. See, there's a couple there, one on his arse and one on his back. So I'm just going to either have that bloody or icky, all right? Yeah, just cracking on with the not much in the way of flesh tones on the cultists, and work continues on her and him. Again, using up colours I don't very often use. All right, so yeah, I'll come back when I've done a bit more. So the poxy bits I've picked out, I've just got to shade them with a red, make them more like sores. I've got to pick out his eyes, but I'm thinking the wings are all a bit samey to the body, so I've got to put a different colour in there, I think, for those. These are pretty much done. I'm happy with how they've gone. I've just got to highlight their toenails, and they'll be done. Oh, and their eyes, of course. Adam has all his colours on, and I'm just in the middle of washing and dry brushing. All right. Cultists, so. There's no way I'm going to attempt to paint the eyes in those hoods, so I've just put some Black Templar in there. I've got to pick all the gold bits out, and I'm going to attempt to do some writing in the book, and I'm going to put some gold on the cover of the book. Got to put gold on that hood as well. And Lizzie is nearly done. I just got to tidy up the work I've done on her glasses, and I'm going to bloody her axe, all right, because why not? All right, that's my second batch of figures done then. Simplest ones to do with the deep old ones. It's really just a case of doing their skin, picking out the, doing their skin, there we go, picking out the icky bits, doing their teeth, and doing their eyes. Their eyes is, well, when it gets in focus, oh, you might see it better in that light. Their eyes, come on. Yeah, their eyes, I've done a very pale yellow, not quite a dead fish eye, but getting there, okay? So they were the easiest. Then the cultists. And what I've done is I just Googled Cthulhu symbols, and I've just had a go at that with a fine tip pen, just did some scrawl and some symbols. But they were pretty easy to do because it's just all contrast paints apart from the flesh and the gold. All right, so they're done. There's the symbols in that book as well. All right, this guy was a lot of fun, as I said before. It's been good using up old paints that I don't usually use. I did do a bit of blood on her axe, like so. Sorry, they're all misbehaving. I chickened out on the eyes in the glasses. I've just gone for, she's got reflective glasses. Yeah, and then the big bads. I wanted a bit of colour contrast in the wings, so I've put on a pink, just washed it with like a pink. It's not as bright as it's appearing in this light. It's more like that. Yeah, there you go. That's how it is. All right. His beak,
I stained quite a bit because I didn't want it to be too jarring. And excuse me, his whole mouth area has got a coat of gloss varnish, and the icky bits in his belly and that. The artwork has the claws quite a bright red, and I'm not keen on that, but I followed that as well. All right, so these two are pretty nifty. I've enjoyed doing these. It's something a bit different, and I'm quite pleased with how the skin tones have come out and the all the bony bits. So there we are. That's batch number 2, and look how the light flares out. Yeah, I've got on the go at the moment the 3rd set. All right, so stay tuned if you like Cthulhu figures. I'll be back before long with the next batch.